Did you know that haters help us to get out of our comfort zones? That's what we're going to be talking about today in this Devo. Psalm 105 says this: He called for a famine on the land of Canaan, cutting off its food supply. Then he sent someone to Egypt ahead of them, Joseph, who was sold as a slave. They bruised his feet with fetters and placed his neck in an iron collar. In our last Devo, we introduced the thought of how haters help. We briefly discussed how God deals with his children, and we promised to delve deeper into the story of Joseph. Today we want to explore how haters help us get out of our comfort zones and why that's important. He was his daddy's favorite, he wore nice clothes, and had big dreams. That's where the story of our friend Joseph began. He was poised to become the man in Canaan. His father Jacob had given him a special garment of distinction. The gift showed what his father felt about him in his heart, but it only alienated him from his brothers. And while Joseph's dad's gift to him was cool, it was ultimately God's gift that he gave to him that was going to separate him and cause him to be an integral part of the promises that God had given his father, his grandfather, dating even way back to his great-grandfather. And Joseph was going to be a big part in the fulfillment of that promise. It would have been an awesome privilege, to say the least, but there was a catch. He had to move away from his home to do what God had created him to do. You see, God had given him a dream, but he never gave him a detailed to-do list on how to accomplish his purpose. You see, his home, Canaan, represented a place of comfort for Joseph. Everyone knew that he was gifted. Everyone heard the dream. And Joseph was a big fish in a small pond in his hometown. If he was going to fulfill God's purpose for his life, he needed to learn to swim with sharks. He had to move out of his comfortable place to find out what God had already knew about his character. Jacob probably had no idea that in order to accomplish his vision, it was going to take him moving out of the place that he called home, out of his comfort zone. And his haters literally forced him out by selling him into slavery. I wonder, would he have left otherwise? What about you? Are you currently too comfortable to make any significant impact on the world? Human nature often gravitates towards the path of least resistance. However, we must learn that resistance is necessary for growth. No champions get their rings in comfortable situations. No true world changers are birthed without adversity. Are you going through a tough situation right now, and those around you only seem to make matters worse? Ask yourself, am I being forced out of my comfort zone? Once I learned that God is more concerned with my character than my comfort, my comfortable places seem so unimportant. So let's shift our sight to becoming people with character. And we'll discover how haters help us develop character in the next video. But until next time, don't forget to know God, love others, and show it. Peace.